Hey everybody, Penguin here. We are just doing a little vlog today, just kind of chatting about different things, and I haven't posted in a while, and you guys know that, so I want to come back with this one and let you know what's going on. And just about various things. So here's what's going on. I have an aquarium, and I'm putting a picture up here. I had a little accident with it the other night. This is kind of weird. I have a long air stone in the back, and where it connects to the pump came loose. So it did a reverse. It siphoned water out and onto the floor. Well, because of that, it being on the bottom under the gravel, it drained literally all the water out of the tank. That's what I woke up to. I think it was 7:30 yesterday or day before. I can't recall which. I think it was Sunday. So after the water completely drained, the heater was exposed and turned on because the temperature is lower than what the water temperature is supposed to be. The hose to the air pump somehow started touching the heater, so it melted to the heater, which caused it to melt the clamp that the heater was on. And when I looked at the tank, it was, how do I want to put that? All my fish were flopping around on the bottom, with the exception of 3. I lost all 3 of my glowfish. I had a yellow one, an orange one, and a purple one. And I lost all 3 of those. But I have 4 platies, 2 mollies, catfish, a couple of those, Plecostomus, or Pleco, some people know it, a eel type thing. It's about 3 or 4 inches long, and all those survived, and they're still thriving right now. And it was just weird. The pump, what got to me was the smell, because the pump was trying to run, and it continued to run, but there was no water. So you can imagine the noise it was making and the smell of like burnt, not really burnt rubber, but electrical smell. So I'm glad I was woken up when I was, because I mean it could have been worse. I don't think I'm gonna be able to use the heater now because of the black plastic. So when it melted the plastic thing that is the holder, it has a suction cup that sticks to the inside of the tank, and then it's kind of a little plastic bracket thing that goes around to hold the heater in place. It melted to the heater, and I can't really scrape it off because it's very thin glass, and it'll break in trying. So I have to get another heater, while they are thriving now without the heater. So it's a little bit, it's on the low side there. On the thermometer there's a you might be able to see it from the picture, but there was a green area that the temperature needs to stay in for tropical fish. And it's right toward the bottom, might be a degree up from the bottom of it, and it's close to it, but they seem to be doing fine right now. So hopefully that traumatic experience for them is over, because I had to get them from there, put them in another little tank that I have, and they didn't like that because I had all these fish in a little gallon and a half, maybe 2 gallons. And they were in there for about a day while I got the other tank cleaned up and set up and everything like that. So hopefully they're going to do well. I've got a pregnant swordtail, and I have at least 1 pregnant platy, maybe 2. Hopefully I'll get some baby fish here, and I can put them in the other tank till they grow big enough that they won't get eaten. Because live fish, fish that are live bearers, or should I say, they will eat their young. They're omnivores. They'll eat plants, they'll eat meat, and they will eat their young, and other fish will eat the young too. So you want to separate them till they're big enough not to be eaten. And that was my experience with that. Love aquariums, love fish. It's just so soothing to listen to and watch, and hearing the water, the bubble. It's just very tranquil to me. So the Steelers, what is going on with the Steelers? This is my question. Has everybody else gotten worse? Have the Steelers gotten worse, or has everybody else gotten better. The Steelers are 1-2-1. They tied the Browns. They lost to the Chiefs. They beat the Buccaneers, and they lost to the Ravens. The Ravens game was good first half. It started off bad for Steelers. They came back. But the Tampa Bay game was the best game so far. I mean, it was a roller coaster. It was two top offenses playing against each other. It was a pretty good game. But I'm not sure. I don't know. Again, I can't answer that if they've gotten worse or if everybody else has just gotten better. Ben Roethlisberger is still, I mean, he's throwing over 300 or 400 yards a game, and he's doing excellent. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that. I don't know. We had, it's been a couple weeks ago, but we had an AC leak, meaning the drain pan overflowed into the living room and destroyed the ceiling. And that happened on a Sunday, and we couldn't get anybody out here till Monday, so we went without without air that night, and that was miserable because it only went down to like 74, 75 degrees, and it was miserable for us here. So it was pretty bad, but they fixed it. Then it did it again. So they had to come back out and fix it again. As it turns out, when they installed the unit, they didn't have it raised the correct way to where, how do I want to say, the pan didn't drain towards the actual drain. It was going to the back of it and overflowing. The float was in the front, so it wasn't even getting activated. So we had a big mess. Now during this, on that Monday, they came out and shut the water off. And I went out, why are you doing this? Well, we had to move out. We moved in, and because the landlord had cut the water off, they didn't do it right away. So now they came and did it. It was a big fiasco. Couldn't get them back out without paying a couple $100 that day. Once I got it all straightened out, and then we actually got it turned on the next day. So we had no air, no water. That was a tough couple of days right there. I mean, water you can take, pour on you, cool off or whatever, but we couldn't even do that. Fortunately, we did have a couple, some bottled water in the refrigerator, so that was kind of a good thing. The app I'm working on is coming along fairly well. Phase 1 is about to be released probably within the next week or two, and to go completely live after that. I'm also working on a Dart site that will allow you to run a league or run tournaments or whatever you want to do. And there's some other sites out there that does the same thing, but hopefully this will be better and more competitive as far as the features and everything than the other sites are. Also working on a spreadsheet for my wife that keeps track of all of her expenses and credits for the work that she does. Where the homeowners pay down payments and this and different draws, and then the expenses, Home Depot, Lowe's, stuff like that. And that is actually more complex than what I originally imagined it being, but I'm working on that as well. So that's 3 things I'm working on at the same time. And I try to work on all 3 of them at least 3 or 4 times a day for each. 3 or 4 times a week for each, so that it comes out okay. And Penguin Speaks. What is up with Penguin Speaks? Since I haven't posted a video for a while, that most people probably think that I've gone away, but I haven't. As you can tell by what I just went over, life is happening, and you have to prioritize. And I did not feel that Penguin Speaks was a priority, but I'm going to make it one. I'll be able to spend more time on it here very soon. And we're going to redo the channel. We're going to have different, we're going to redo the channel, have different topics and different themes and things like that. and hopefully all will go well. I want to go back to doing the weird news. I want to go back to doing the movie reviews, and just to make them better, though, make them more aesthetically pleasing, should I say. But that's about it for now. And if you have any questions, let me know. If you have any comments, let me know. Don't forget to subscribe and like. And if you want, ring that bell so that you know when I am posting something new. But for now, this is Penguin Speaks, saying as I always do, be somebody important. Be yourself. Peace out.